Welcome to Faith Alive in 5, the 5-minute gospel. Now here's your host, DrFaye.
How many of you remember the scripture from Exodus 4:2, where God told Moses, as Moses was crying out to God, say, hey, you brought all these people, these 6 million Israelites out here to the edge of the Red Sea. Pharaoh is behind us. The Red Sea is before us. What are we going to do? Moses was crying out to God. And of course, I paraphrase. But here's the thing. God had already given Moses exactly what he needed to get the children out of Egypt. And surely the same tool that God gave Moses to come out, he will give him to come through. And sometimes we underestimate the power of the tools that God has placed in our hands. You think your gift doesn't matter. It's not significant because you're busy comparing your light with someone else's light. You're busy comparing your gifts, your talents, your abilities to someone else. But here's what I want you to know today. Use what is in your hand. As we are discovering that faith is not something we simply believe, faith is something we live every day of our lives, whether we're going to the marketplace or at home. Every ordinary day becomes extraordinary when we choose to trust God in practical ways. It doesn't have to be extravagant, just practical, everyday living. There are a lot of people waiting for something more before they begin to do the thing that they know to already do. They're waiting for more money. If I just get that right business deal, if I just get the right client, if I just get enough customers in my store today, then I will live the abundant life. I will live a happy life. I'll be more happy if I just get more support from my spouse or my family or my community, then everything will be better. We're always looking outside of ourselves to make ourselves better. Isn't that interesting? If I could get more support from this side of the community, if I could get more support from that side of the community, then everything would be better. If the mayor would do what she needs to do, or if the community leaders would do. We're always looking outside of ourselves. But today, I want you to bring this home. You've got something in your hands that you can use. More confidence. You're thinking, I don't have enough confidence. I don't have enough education. I don't have the right connections, the right network, or the net worth. I need more time. But one of the most important questions God asked Moses was simply, what is in your hands? Moses saw a staff. God saw an instrument. It's a matter of perception, my dear friends. What do you see? Moses saw something ordinary. God saw something he could use. Could God use Moses? Could God use Moses to do it without the staff? God could use anything, right? That he wants to. Remember, he's God. Never forget that. God 101, God is God. That is often how faith works, dear friends. God begins with what is already available. You may not have everything you want, but you probably have something you can use. I remember my mom going into the kitchen and thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to cook today? But lo and behold, something was on the table. She figured it out. Yes, she figured it out. It is figure-outable. It is figure-outable. You have experience, you have a voice, you have a story, you have compassion, you have knowledge, you have a relationship, a skill, a room, a telephone, a computer, an idea, or a few hours you can give. The problem is we often overlook what is already in our precious hands because it does not look impressive enough. It does not shine. It does not have the shiny object thing going on with it. We compare our beginning to someone else's finished product. We don't know what they went through to get to where they are. We dismiss small resources because they do not yet resemble a large result. We think this is not enough. How many of you have been just teetering, just going around and wandering like the children in Israel, trying to get nowhere fast sometimes? But God has never required greatness at the beginning. He requires willingness. David was still a shepherd when he was anointed to be king. David had a sling. The widow had a small amount of oil. The disciples had 5 loaves and 2 fish. None of these resources appeared sufficient, yet each became enough when surrendered to God's almighty and capable hands and used with faith. What you have may not look like much to other people. That does not mean it has no value. Your ability to encourage someone matters. Your willingness to organize a community effort matters. Your decision to open your business one more day matters. Your knowledge may help someone solve a problem. Your testimony may give someone the courage to keep living. Stop measuring what is in your hands only by its present size. Begin considering what God could accomplish through it. Little becomes much in the master's hand. A mustard seed is a great plant, but it has to be sown first. Faith does not always ask, what am I missing? Faith asks, what can I do with what I already have? What's in your hands, darling? Take a deep breath. What's in your hands? Your next opportunity may be connected to something or someone you have been overlooking. You may be looking for celebrityism and influencers outside of the boundaries that you've already have, outside of your own zip code, but God has placed someone right in front of you and you're looking past them to try to get something else. What can I do with what I already have? Your next opportunity may be connected to something you have been overlooking, so stop overlooking what's in front of you. Your next assignment may begin with one call, one conversation, one application, one introduction, or one faithful act. I tell my clients all the time, do what you know. Do what you know and watch that grow.
Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. Dr. Faye would love hearing from you. Contact her today at 870-860-9758 or email coach@drfaye.com. And remember, the calling is a gift, but the choice is yours.